Okay, so one of the tasks is exercises is to do a David Carson style logo, or make 3 David Carson style logo graphics. So here's one off his website. How the heck are we going to make something like that? It's a bit of a mess, and there's quite a lot going on. Well, if we just think about this one, what is there? There's a few M's and X and some different letters there. There's this, there's a plus, there's a K, these are slightly grey or transparent. There's some other bits of text here. That says type, maybe. Oh, graphic. Oh, yeah, there we go. Symposium. So this looks like it could be a poster for a symposium. Okay, so let's go into Photoshop and let's make a new A4 document. Again, create. Okay, right, so what we want to do here is stick in a load of text basically and then mess around with it. So I'm going to make sure things are black and white. So down here in my toolbar, I'm just going to go and look and see that things are not black and white. This needs to be not green. So if I just press this little thing here, it'll flip those to black and white. So a black fill, or foreground rather, and a white background is what this is set to now. I probably want to use my type tool, yeah, and it probably would be fine to carry on using it in horizontal mode. Let's not use data 70, but let's use something a bit more plain like Helvetica, and we'll check up here. Yeah, so it's going to be big, it's regular. We've got the different sorts of thicknesses and stuff in there. Let's leave all these as they are. That's massive. Right, let's just type. Okay, so that will do for one. That's made a type layer called type on its own layer here. All right, now let's make a copy of that. So that's holding down Alt or Option on that layer and dragging off a copy, or pressing Control or right click and then going and finding duplicate layer. Right, so I've got a few. Oh, this is going to go into this document as well. So I've got 3 different layers that are all called that have all got the same thing on. Yeah, and so using my move tool, I can go and select the top one of these and move it. And as you can see, it jumps to the different layer, whichever one it is that I'm selecting. Yeah, and it's trying to line things up. It's trying to be neat and ordered with me, which is fair enough. So let's have another look at that picture. Type. All right, so these letters are quite close together, and then it says "oh" graphic over there. So let's make another little copy of that, and then we'll just double click on it, and we'll go "oh" graphic, and I'm going to triple click on that, and then change the size down. And then I'm going to go and change the font to something else. So let's just use Euro style, and then I'm going to go to the type character box, and I'm going to start to squish the letters together a bit like that, and that will be fine for now. And then here with this, I think what I want to do is make it a bit bigger. So let's select it and then drag that so that it makes it a bit more giant like that. And then I'm going to press the tick to apply that. I want to leave the "oh" graphic bit alone, but this I want to mess about with. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, it's this layer here. I'm going to rasterize it so that I can cut it and things like that. So rasterizing is going to convert the vector that it is already, because this is basically just mathematical information, just saying that there's a point, there's a curve, there's another point, there's another curve, etc. And it is this big, it's in this location, and it is coloured in this colour. And so that's editable. But once we rasterize it, it's not going to be editable anymore in the normal texty way, but it's going to be Photoshop editable. So you can see it's no longer a type layer with a T on it. It is pixels on the little background that you can see there. So now we can do whatever we want to it. It's still the 4 letters on the same layer, So we've not broken it that much, but we can't triple click or whatever, or double click and then try and change the T for type to a H for hype or whatever, or make them capital or anything like that. So what we'd want to do now probably is go and select the individual letters and take them and put them into their own layers. So we can just use the rectangular marquee, select over the T. I'm going to press Command and cut it with X, and then I'm going to hold down Shift, and then I'm going to press Command, Shift and V, and that's going to put that back where it was on its own layer over here. And I'm just going to put a T there so I know what one that is. Now I'm going to use my Move tool again and select the Y. Yeah, and it's jumped down to this layer, and I'm going to do what I did before. So what that was, use the marquee tool. I could have pressed M as a shortcut, and I can get that. Command X, Shift, Command V to paste in place, and now I've got my Y on its own layer. Just go and give that a little name as well. And then P and E, they're still separate, so I'm going to do something different with them. I'm going to go and use my lasso tool here, and let's just go over around and do that. So I've got a bit of a wobbly selection, missed a little bit, don't care, and paste that. Don't really care where it's gone, it's just on the page. Oh yeah, I'm holding down the Command on a Mac key, which sort of invokes this tool, which is probably one of my cheekiest shortcuts that I don't know how I know about, but it's kind of useful. All right, so let's just mess up that a little bit, just by putting this in the wrong place, and that was kind of good there. Let's do that, and then maybe we could do some more of that kind of thing. Let's do that. There we go. All right, so we're breaking up that nicely, and then this Y. Let's put that in the wrong place, and we could use free transform or one of these to change the letter a little bit as well. Let's say let's try distort, and then let's do something like that with it, so we can switch it around, and we have to press return or the tick to apply that. So let's go and shove that over there. Let's go and click on that T and do that, and shove that underneath there. Yeah, we're not doing so bad. All right, so maybe what we could think about is just changing the brightness of the Y here. What we could do is we could go to Image, Adjustments, Brightness and Contrast, and see if we can turn down the brightness of black. No, that's not going to do anything. So we're probably just going to have to go to opacity of that layer, and then just drop that down here, and you can see that that's changing what's going on with its visibility. And also, because we've got these little chunks on their own layers as well, as you can see over here, we could do the same sort of thing with some of that, not that one, that layer, yeah. And I wonder if any of these make any difference. They just seem to make it disappear. No, that's no good. Let's just turn the opacity down a little bit as well. There we go. Now I feel like just rotating the T a little bit, so I'm just going to press Command and T, and then let's just turn that and try and get it matching up with the, oh no, it doesn't quite match the Y. That's good. Let's make it match even less. There we go. And now I want it to go behind there, so I'm just going to drag that down, and probably not going to make any difference, is it? Because it's this is opaque. Oh well. All right. And let's see, what can we do? Yeah, so I reckon that would do as a little first go, as an example of having a go at making a David Carson style logo graphic like that. I guess if you wanted to put some background stuff in there, then we could, let me just quickly have a look at doing that sort of thing. Let's get one of these and let's blur it like crazy. So let's copy that and let's turn that one off. So let's go and rasterize that. So now we can do whatever we want with it. I'm just going to turn that one off so we can't see it. So we'll go back onto here and I'm going to go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and let's turn that up. A bit too much. Maybe there. Yeah. And then, don't know if this will work. Let's copy that layer. So now we've got 2, and if we go again to filter, pixelate, color halftone, and let's see if this makes any difference. New pixelate, color halftone. What do we need to do? Should we turn that up? 20. No, I'm not doing very well here, am I? Filter. Oh, I know what I need to do. I'm not going to do that. Let's try crystallize. Are you going to do something? Maybe it's not going to do it because it's so blurry. Yeah, it must be. If we stick this behind here anyway, and what else could we do? Can we try looking at multiply? No. Difference? Nah, this isn't going anywhere, is it? Okay, all right. Let's do one, maybe 2 more things. All right. So what I'm going to try and do is, this is total tangent in a video. I don't care. Let's see if we can change the color of that. So I want it red. I've changed my mind now. I want some color in here. So let's go and make red. So yeah. We don't want a red font, I don't care about that. I want a new layer, and so this layer here is going to be red. I'm going to use my paint bucket, which is over here, might be hiding underneath your gradient tool, and so I'm going to paint red all over that layer like this. And now I'm going to see if I can combine these two. Oh, that's quite good. There we go, that's what I wanted to see. That sort of thing. Right, so that's a combination with this screen effect of this red layer and that red copy. So if I select both of those two, holding down Shift or Command and then Control click and merge those 2 layers, it doesn't work. Oh, let's try something else then. Right, let's magic wand on here. No, that's not going to do it, is it? Let's magic wand on here. Magic wand. All right, now I'm going to delete all of that red from there. So now I've just got this little blob happening here. And duplicate, no, merge. Merge layers. Doesn't want to do that. Well, that's quite good though. If we have this blob, maybe I'll do the same, but I'll make a red, a blue version of it as well. So let's just make a copy of that, and I can use the paint bucket. I can go and make another, choose another color. So let's get a blue, and that's the active layer over here, paint bucket. So now we've got a blue layer and a red layer, and we can do something like that, offset them a little bit. Maybe some stupid things happen if we start to combine the qualities of what. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, let's go for a bit of that. I'm going to do another one. That one can be green. Let's go here. Okay, and paint bucket. Yeah, green. Oh, why is it doing that? Well, it's because it's got this screen effect on it. So if we move it, can you see that it's got this sort of yellow little tinge there? So we could try, here we go, something like that. Oops, pressed the wrong one. let's go for exclusion. Okay, all right, we should be able to merge all of those, and it's slightly changed the effect there, if you noticed. If we switch this thing back on, then we can have this ghost type thing in here. Maybe we'll just go and mess up this blob here. If we go to filter and where is it, distort and wave, and you can see in here that this is putting this waveform through the thing that we've got selected here. So it's this is a square wave, so it's like a on-off kind of thing, and we can turn things up and down on here. So you can see that amplitude, number of generators is how many things are happening in there, so we don't want too many. Let's put that to 2. Yeah, there we go, and then press OK. So that's broken that. I'm going to make another copy of that, and I'm going to do one last thing because I think I've overdone this, got carried away. So let's select that layer. Yeah, this is all of the background stuff, and invert that selection. Yeah, so select inverse. Now that's just selecting this stuff here, and then let's just fill it in with black. So I could use the paint bucket with it all selected, and it would fill in everything, but it would miss these bits here. So if I go to edit and fill, then I can say, oh yeah, let's choose black, and then it'll just fill them all in like that for me. So now I've got this kind of abstract shape, and yeah, we're getting back to something like this. We're sort of back on track now. We've got this colourful thing that maybe we want to just move somewhere. Is it any good if it's underneath? It looks a little bit too shiny for David Carson. Anyway, oh, we can't see the blurry type thing anymore. But it's David Carson style, so we don't really care. And let's go and switch all of these things back on. And there's that. So what we should perhaps try and do is shove these things underneath everything. Let's just pull this layers up here and pull all of that down so it's underneath there, and then it's this copy here, black blob, that is causing us problems. So let's just do something so that now we can see bit of text underneath it again. Oops, I want to move it. There we go. I tried to just make sure that, I'm trying to make sure that that line is joining, the P there is joining that P there. Yeah, so that would do as a little experiment, and I'm going to stop this video.